deep of the night, on a magical evening of rare heavenly alignment, in a place known by few, some evil was lurking. Digging clay from the earth by the light of the full moon was Derlick, a sorcerer of dark magic, and he was harvesting this enchanted piece of earth for an evil purpose. He took it back to his tower, a cold, lonely place, and sculpted a monster, bringing it to life with an evil spell. You see, Derlick hated people. He hated their laughter and their happiness, and it moved to this remote tower a long time ago. Beside the tower grew a beautiful tree, tall and strong with branches that were fantastic for climbing. Amy, a happy little girl who lived in the valley below the mountain, had discovered this tree, and every day she would come and play in it. Amy loved to climb in its branches and to play at its base. She would dance in the shade it offered from the sun and make daisy chains from the flowers that grew in the grass around it. Her laughter and singing could be heard from all the way up in the tower, and it made Derlick furious. His hatred of people and laughter and happiness, any happiness, was so great that he began trolling through his books of dark magic, looking for a spell evil enough to bring it to an end. And it was then that he came upon the recipe for this monster he was making. The monster was called Speedle. Born for this evil purpose from this magical piece of earth, Speedle knew that to keep his shape and freedom and be allowed to live, he must complete the task for which he was created. He must bring Amy and her happiness to an end. And if he didn't, his clay form would harden like the stone of the tower, and he would be forever frozen where he perched. And so, he took his place on the outside of the tower and waited for day. The sun rose on a beautiful day, the first Speedle had ever seen. The grass glistened with dew, the tree branches swayed in the breeze, and the cold stone of the tower felt warm. When the little girl arrived up to play, singing happily, she surprised Speedle out of a daze. He had slipped deep into thought and marvel at the world before him. He had found himself thinking that sunshine, singing and happiness were good things. It saddened him because of the part he was to play in ending these good things. He knew that he must, if he was to have life himself. Speedle decided to wait until later to fulfill his purpose. For now, he wanted to watch the little girl play, the birds twitter and the beautiful trees sway. He wanted to be able to recall all this innocence and beauty in detail, a long time after he had brought it to an end. He watched all day, trying to take in as much as he could, and as the sun began to wane towards the mountains, his sadness returned, creeping back up on him, infecting the memory of the warmth and happiness he had witnessed. He was running out of time. Watching the little girl, the birds, and the tree for just one day had filled him with wonder, and he didn't want to hurt any of them. Just as the sun began to dip behind the mountains and caused the little girl to think of heading home, a powerful thought occurred to Speedle. What if he just let her go? He had a choice. It would mean the sacrifice of his own life, but by doing so, he would leave this innocence unharmed. He didn't want to hurt Johnny. Yes, he thought. By forgoing his own life, he could allow all of her beauty and innocence and enjoyment of good things to continue. With the afternoon sun fading quickly to evening, that's what he decided to do. He watched from his perch on the tower as the little girl, unaware of her narrow escape, went home. The sun set and the moon began to rise, and Speedle prepared himself for night and to be turned into stone forever. As the moon reached the top of the night sky, he could feel himself beginning to change. He was not frightened because he knew that he had made the right choice. He knew that she would still come and be happy. And with this thought in mind, the monster became stone. He's still there, perched on the tower over the old tree. And as each full moon reaches its height in the night sky, Speedle, warmed by its cool glow, appears to be smiling.
That's nice.
Oh, wee Speedle. I love him.